Why no one understands Nietzsche? Friedrich Nietzsche is one of the most misunderstood thinkers in history. He wasn't just a philosopher, he was a paradox, a poet of contradictions, a man who spoke in fire and shadows. His ideas are powerful, but they are also dangerous because they challenge everything we take for granted. To read Nietzsche is to step into a storm. He doesn't give comfort. He doesn't give easy answers. Instead, he forces us to struggle, to think, to question everything, including ourselves. The Nietzsche phenomenon. Nietzsche is not just a philosopher, he is a phenomenon. His influence is everywhere, in psychology, literature, politics, art, and even pop culture. His words are quoted, misquoted, twisted, and reinterpreted across time. His ideas have shaped modern existentialism, postmodern thought, and the way we understand human nature itself. But Nietzsche's impact goes beyond philosophy. His work has inspired revolutionaries, writers, and artists. Thinkers like Freud, Jung, Foucault, and Sartre built upon his ideas. His influence can be seen in modern films, books, and even video games. The concept of the anti-hero, the idea of breaking free from tradition.
Click subscribe and explore deeper perspectives.
The obsession with personal transformation, all of these are deeply Nietzschean. Yet, despite his massive influence, Nietzsche remains one of the most misunderstood thinkers. His words have been taken out of context, his ideas twisted to fit different ideologies, and his legacy distorted by history. The meaning behind God is dead. Nietzsche's most famous statement, "God is dead," is often misinterpreted. Many think he was simply celebrating atheism, but that's not the full story. Nietzsche was not just rejecting religion, he was warning us. He believed that as society moved away from God and traditional values, people would struggle to find meaning. He saw the rise of nihilism, a dangerous belief that life has no meaning or purpose. Without God, without traditional beliefs, what would hold society together? He feared that people would either fall into despair or blindly follow new ideologies without thinking for themselves. His solution? We must create our own values, find our own purpose, and build meaning for ourselves. The Übermensch, becoming more than human. Nietzsche's concept of the Übermensch, overman, is one of his most misunderstood ideas. Some think it means being superior to others, or that it promotes oppression. But Nietzsche's overman was not about domination. It was about self-overcoming. The Übermensch is someone who refuses to be controlled by fear, tradition, or weak morality. He does not blindly follow the herd. He creates his own path. He does not look for approval from society. He chooses his own values and lives by them, even if it means standing alone. Nietzsche's famous words, "And thus spoke Zarathustra," explain this idea. Man is something that shall be overcome. What have you done to overcome him? For Nietzsche, humans are not finished products. We are works in progress. We have the potential to grow, to evolve, to become something greater. But that requires courage. It requires breaking free from comfort, from dogma, from the safety of the crowd. The overman is not about being stronger than others. It is about being stronger than your past self. The will to power, the drive to overcome. Another key idea is will to power. Many think Nietzsche was talking about political power, about ruling over others. But he wasn't. His will to power is about something much deeper, the inner struggle to push beyond limitations. Nietzsche believed that life is not about happiness or peace. It is about struggle, growth, and self-creation. The will to power is the force that drives us to improve, to create, to become something more. It is the energy that fuels artists, leaders, and dreamers. It is what makes us fight against mediocrity and weakness. For Nietzsche, the greatest battle is not against others, it is against ourselves. Eternal recurrence. Would you live this life again? One of Nietzsche's most haunting ideas is eternal recurrence. Imagine that you had to live your life over and over again. Every joy, every mistake, every regret, forever. Would you be happy with that? Or would you feel trapped? This idea is not meant to be taken literally, but as a test. Are you living a life that you would be willing to repeat eternally? If not, Nietzsche would say, change it. Don't live in regret. Don't waste time. Live in a way that makes every moment worth it. The tragedy of Nietzsche's life. Despite his brilliant ideas, Nietzsche himself lived a tragic life. He was isolated, rejected, and misunderstood. His health was poor, his friendships fell apart, and in his final years, he lost his mind. By the time the world began to recognize his genius, he was already gone. Even worse, after his death, his ideas were twisted and misused. The Nazis manipulated his words to fit their ideology, even though Nietzsche despised nationalism, racism, and blind obedience. His philosophy was about individual growth and self-overcoming, not about controlling others. Yet, history distorted him, turning him into something he never was. To this day, Nietzsche remains a controversial figure. Some see him as dangerous, some as inspiring, and many still don't understand him at all. Why Nietzsche still matters? Nietzsche's ideas are more relevant today than ever. In a world where many feel lost, where traditional beliefs are questioned, and where people search for meaning, his philosophy offers a challenge. Don't follow the crowd. Think for yourself. Don't accept easy answers. Seek truth. Don't fear struggle. Embrace it and grow. Don't waste your life. Make it something worth reliving. Nietzsche doesn't tell us what to believe. He tells us to create our own beliefs. He doesn't give us comfort. He gives us fire. The final truth about Nietzsche is misunderstood because he refuses to be simple. He doesn't give easy answers. He demands that we ask better questions. He is the fire that burns illusions, the storm that shakes comfort. To truly understand Nietzsche, you can't just read him. You must wrestle with his words, question yourself, and dare to transform. He offers something greater than certainty. He offers the power to create meaning in a world where meaning is not given, but made.